Thank you for tuning in to Black Star Sports TV. Uh, Take some time to subscribe to the channel, comment, you know, like and share this video. Spread the word. Thank you very much. Let me get to the video at hand here. We had Martin out of Dallas, Texas, had a fight against undefeated challenger Habu. Oh man, I would say my man's name, but I probably murdered Habu Travian John or something. It's a German guy, right? Very mobile, very crafty opponent. Shocking to most people, he really put up a very tedious opposition because a lot of people really, I don't know if it was hype or whatever, but Frank Martin is a favorite of mine as well. And a lot of people figure that he would just watch this guy, but this is the sport of boxing, and you can't sleep on no one. These guys are putting in a lot of work, and and they're really putting a lot into this thing that they do in this sport called boxing. Well, anyway, the fight last night, a lot of people are really down on Martin this morning, saying that hey, they're down on him, and they don't think he's as ready for the champions and such, and all this type of mess. And I can see what they're saying, but if you really look at this fight, and last night I really caught onto it kind of early because I noticed that when I seen his opponent and what his opponent was trying to do and what he was able to do, and then I looked at what Frank Martin was doing, at the same time or what he was doing, he was playing into the guy's hand. He was, fighting him from the outside. He trying to jab with a guy who was taller and had a longer reach on him, which he was, he was at a disadvantage there. But at the same time, you made your opponent very comfortable. So I was like, why is he doing that? He needs to get inside. He need to get in closer. You can still work the jab, but you need to be in closer, popping your jab, then going to the body. And for some reason, he got in headhunting mode for most of the night. Uh, you know, Towards, a little bit about the fourth or fifth round, because, I had noticed also that Derek James had told him, he wanted him to catch a lot of the shots, to make sure you catch the shots and play the jab. So he wanted him to play that game. I don't know if it was a matter of them just trying to get some work in for him right there, because, getting rounds and rounds like that at that level is very good, and especially for a young fighter like this coming up, trying to make his mark in the sport. I can understand that to a degree, but it just seemed to me, and it really disappointed me because I felt like he should have just went in there and went and fought him that way. As you notice in the fight, a lot of people are criticizing him, but if you notice, the power was in his hand. The whole time in the fight, he dictated it. If he wanted to fall back and everything, he gave the guy a chance. When he didn't, he came in. When he came in, when he went to the body, he dominated. It looked like a totally different fight. And the guy was on his bicycle, and he hit him to the body many times. He just didn't stay to it. He'd get him to the body, get him hurt, get him on the run, and then he'd let the guy run around, and then he'd try to headhunt him. Of course, the guy would cover up, move his head, move around, everything like that, and make himself harder to hit. Um, until later in the fight, because he also had did damage to his eye. He swelled his eye up real bad, man. From what I understand, rumors are that he broke something in his eye as well. I mean, I don't know if it's confirmed, but I've heard that. Anyway, right after that, the guy takes a knee, in the 11th round, and similar to what Errol Spence did to Kell Brook when he won the title. He made him take a knee when he crushed his orbital bone. But I still have to give him high praise because, when he went out there and he went for the kill and everything, he looked real good. He dominated. He controlled the fight, and he had his guy at mercy. The guy was basically, he was moving around strategically well, but he got to a point where he was running in desperation, just flat out just running away. And and you could tell by the way the fight ended, why. So I can't be so critical of what he, did last night. Um, but I think it's a learning experience for him, and it's a lot that he can pick up on and improve on. He's got to discover quicker. He shouldn't have waited for his trainer to let him know go to the body. And like and Derrick James was doing it. It was reminiscent to the Jamel Charlo Brian Castano first fight when he was telling him, hey man, do this. You letting this guy do this. You doing, he was giving him the proper instructions of what he needed to hear at the proper time. But for some reason, he just wasn't out there trying to apply it. Learned his lesson in the training camp, came back for the second fight, totally different. Listened to his trainer. One got a knockout, one gloriously, undisputed champion. Same lesson here. Same lesson here. Now you have a lot of these fighters out here like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and all, who critique this fight, and they saying, "Oh well, Frank Martin is food, right? He food." But one thing I'm gonna guarantee you, to you listeners right now, ain't neither one of them guys gonna send an offer to no Frank Martin. Trust me. When it's time to talk that talk, boy, you don't have to hesitate. You just go to social media and cut it on. You're gonna see something. Somebody done said something. But when they say let's fight, sign the contract. Well, 25% ain't right, and I need more money, and I got this, and I got that, and I'm worth this, and all this other old bitch shit come into play. But when it's time to really get it cracking, man, that's what they do. But the mouth is always running. Now, if they gonna talk that talk, man, I think Frank Martin need to put the pressure on, man. They well, okay, what's up? I'm right here. I'm so small, chain. I'm small. I'm food, right? I'm food. So okay, come on, eat. Come on, eat then. I guarantee he won't have no takers. Guarantee that. Shakur Stevenson, he never let a moment pass by where he don't take advantage of running his mouth. But when is he going to get in the ring and step in there and fight somebody top competition in this new weight division that he just got in? He got to earn his keep around here. He can't just be sitting up here trying to capitalize off of what he did at a lower weight class, i.e. his training buddy, Bud Crawford. He's turning into a little mini Bud, man. And it's not, it's not the best thing for the sport, man. It's not the best thing for the sport. All that does is prolong and keep us from having the fights that we want to see. And these guys are young, that's true. But it's time for these guys to get at it. It's time to get this thing going. The sport of boxing has got everybody's attention now. They got the spotlight. Now what we going to make it, guys? Are we going to take this sport back to what it used to be in the olden days when everybody used to crowd around the TV to watch the fights? I mean, that's what we need to do. But that's only going to happen when these guys just tear down all that old BS that they play, percentages and every reason why not to fight, and find all the reasons that they need to fight. Because when that happens, that's when the sport of boxing is going to rise up. Ain't won't nobody be talking that UFC crap no more. You dig? So, overall, I'd probably give Frank Martin a C+ last night because I feel like he could have ended this fight a lot sooner. If he had went inside there and attacked the body. But, the thing about his opponent, Habu Tunyan, or however you say his name, is he worked the space real well. He kept his distance. He kept himself comfortable to operate. And when you fighting someone and they're feeling like that, that's not good for you. You want to take that away. You don't want them to be comfortable. You want them to be under duress. You understand? So this was the thing where he should have recognized that early himself and said, okay, I'm going here and get this guy. Where's that killer instinct? That's got to be natural and innate in yourself to where you can smell, okay, he weak here. He hit him to the body a lot of times. This guy was just, you could just see that it hurted him a lot, And then at the same time, Frank Martin was able to let off them combinations that he needed to let off. But you got to be in position. When you out far distance like that, and this guy working distance like he was, it was impossible. So it made it look like he was struggling to certain people, but you picked off a lot of his shots that wasn't landing. So a lot of people was giving rounds over to the guy that really wasn't his because they see him throwing and looking active and looking like he know what he doing in there and not really looking at the accuracy of it all. But once again, that's his fault. You got to pick up on these things, make your adjustment, and close things down. But that's my thoughts on it. Black Star Sports TV. I'm